I wanted to try a slightly different build where instead we're basically playing Thought Monitor over. We can look at this build real quick. So we're playing Basim as like extra card advantage engine, awesome card advantage engine, just 2 mana, draw a card every single turn, put some pressure on your opponent. In a deck that's playing 4 Rebuke, 4 Force of Negation, a much more kind of slower, grindy Mox Opal Affinity deck that's getting to play a lot of interaction. And so, like, weirdly, one of the cards that I really, really wanted to play in the shell was Sink into the Stupor. The ability to just get really ahead on board and just, like, sink into the Stupor your Amulet Titan, or sink into the Stupor your Karn, or whatever, just whatever. I think is really nice. I also wanted to play Darksteel Citadel in the shell, too. And so, I looked to rebuild a deck with basically Thought Monitor over Basim, so that you could build the deck as mono blue to get these, like, extra utility lands. And then we added some Orvars to the sideboard. But that deck was good. I think we 4-1'd with it. Might have been 3-2, but that one looked good. But this is, I think I just wanted to just build like the more kind of, I don't know if traditional is the word, but we played like the bigger Affinity build with Experimental Synthesizer, right? With Synthesizer going kind of big, playing Ugin's Labyrinth in that deck. Getting a little weird with it. This deck is going to be just like much more consistent in what it's doing, and the card quality is higher, but the ceiling is maybe a bit lower, if that makes sense. And then it's also, I think it's cool that, like, because Opal taps for a color, like, you just get to afford to play Citadel and still have like a good density of blue sources. Is Thoughtcast not good enough because in these type of decks? You can play Thoughtcast. There's not a card I would play Thoughtcast over right now. Although, I mean, okay, I guess we could actually talk about, is Thoughtcast better? Is Thoughtcast better than Thought Monitor because of Tamiyo? That's something that could be true. It just flips Tamiyo faster. How am I actually getting Metalcraft here? This makes artifact. I have 9 0-mana artifacts. I have Darksteel Citadel. It's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna play Sai. Maybe. You know what? I wouldn't usually just play Thoughtcast. I feel like Thoughtcast is really sick with Tamiyo. So the thing is, Thought Monitor is better with Emry because you can replay it off the Emry, and then Thoughtcast is better than Tamiyo. Let's just try Thoughtcast first. I don't know. For some reason, it's speaking to me right now, and I think we're just like, we're not that good at having a fast Thought Monitor. Flipping Tamiyo is really good. It's a very strong thing to do. That seems to be potentially a big disconnect. How do you get Metalcraft? That seems to be a disconnect people have with Tamiyo, is that people don't understand that flipping it is quite strong. I don't know if they're just like still stuck on their early MH3 evaluations or what exactly is going on. Okay, I hope they don't spell pierce this. Man, but a lot of these explanations have been just really easy. Why would you do this? It's very strong. It's very strong to do this. It's incredibly powerful. Please subscribe. Getting the Mox Field up to date. I'm gonna play the Opal out for Thoughts These too. Seems okay to Force of Negation. Could be correct to save it for creativity. This could also screw them pretty bad. It's gonna be worth a ton of cards. Somewhat close. All right, little ways from the Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, so I can Thoughtcast and play Citadel, hold up Saga token. Or I think instead what's going to be better is me holding up Otawara for a creativity, because I think my opponent is going to jam a creativity here, X equals 1, a lot of the time if they have it. Especially because they might not have the extra land drops because we force their Rin and 6. Tamiyo isn't even top 5. Top 5 what? Top 5 Christmas recipes to bake for your lover this Christmas. Top 5 combos in your CEDH deck. You want to make a construct. The drum. Thought Monitor there would have been also 1 mana, so it would have been better here. Oh, we could have cast it last turn for 1 mana also. Alright. A little bit shy of holding up another Rebuke, so we'll see if they have another fetch land plus another Creativity. If they do, we do have Sink into the Stupor. Alright, second Creativity. Now we just need to dodge third Creativity and we'll be golden. So this is free to play. Yeah, I can't Kappa Cannoneer and Sink. I just needed to not have a third Creativity. This feels very fine. I mean, there also looks like they're playing a Leyline Binding build. So less likely they go like Looting Persist. They could have Spell Pierce or something because they're 5 colors, so we'll just main phase. Gotta check out this list. No thanks, Pedro. We just have too much of this. Like, it's like, Spike, look at my deck, Spike, look at my deck. It's been bad for the stream lately, so I'm taking a break. Thank you, love you. Isn't Cage a good one-drop artifact to run nowadays? Maybe. Would you want to expand on what exactly you want Cage for? Yeah, I guess 1 short of Rebuke again. But they're going to be 2 short of Hardcasting Archon, or short of Hardcasting Archon, so we can probably wait on playing, or not on holding up Rebuke for Hardcast Archon. Like, we have main deck Soul Guide Lantern. Alright, so this is their turn. I guess they just drew this, because they didn't do it on my turn. Their hand is Archon 3 mystery cards. Zenith Unearth? Yeah, maybe. We could play a Cage, sure. Put it in Green Sun decks like since the unban. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday. Green Sun is more brewable than I expected it to be. I really like the Free Strider Valakut Green Sun deck. We had a really cool Seismic Assault build. But I think the Free Strider Valakut Green Sun deck was pretty dope. I wonder if they're playing Looting Persist in this build. Yeah, I heard Canister was playing the Spyglass Siren build, which is cool. I remember working on that towards the beginning of MH3 and feeling like I needed 1 extra thing to sack besides Thought Monitor and Spyglass. Maybe it's fine to not. Do you know when you did that deck? I could not remember. Alright, my opponent does have a Persist. So I do have a lot more bounce in the deck, and we got some sideboard cards too. Them having that second Creativity was pretty tough. Maybe I should have just not forced the Wrenn and 6. That might have been the problem also. So I'm gonna be 1 mana of Spinning with Urza. If I equip the Shadowspear, I don't have Rebuke up, which they might like occasionally cast an Archon before attacking. I don't really know why they would do that. They might. Alright, dead to a bolt, dead to an Archon trigger. Alright. Well, sorry. We are still dead to this. For some reason, I thought I was at 3 instead of 4. Oh, because of the Persist, -1 counter. Okay, so down a game. We're just bringing our Orvars. Only 2 in this build right now. They are playing Persist, so we'll keep in at least 1 Soul Guide Lantern. I think we can probably afford to trim the Shadowspear. I think we cut 4th Kappa Cannoneer because it's just pretty awkward to draw 2 copies early. I do think I'm going to want extra graveyard hate, like at least 1 Tormod Crypt over 1 Mox Amber. But I think between 1 Lantern, 1 Crypt, Saga to grab them, Force of Negation, Rebuke, Orvar, I think we have Persist covered enough not to play a 3rd piece, probably. Isn't Swansong a better counter in the sideboard for those artifact decks? Swansong's like unplayable. That a 2/2 flyer is like an actual real threat in Modern compared to, I'm assuming, CEDH, which is why you're suggesting this. A 2/2 flyer is like, that's a problem. That is effectively one problem. I might want to flip Tamiyo turn 2, so let's play the Bauble. Discard 2 Archons, so now we're looking for Graveyard Hate, counter... I guess we do have the counterspell in the Rebuke, which you can hold up if we want. So let's pop the Bauble. Now, it looks like I can go Emry and hold up Rebuke. Has Kappa felt underwhelming in most decks? Oh no, I don't have Metalcraft. Okay, that was almost a disaster. I think Kappa's very good. I've played Kappa a lot. I've trophied with Kappa Cannoneer a lot, even before the shakeup, and the shakeup made Kappa Cannoneer better, so I would rank Kappa Cannoneer as pretty good. Okay, so now we can go Saga token. Turn on Metal Crypt for Mox Opal. Cast Emry, hold up Force of Negation. They can't go Thoughtseize plus Persist either. Or Persist Veil of Summer. Am I working on any sick Goblin Engineer Faithful Suiting decks? Not yet. My heart's been broken by Goblin Engineer a lot of times. I have 4 opals for Christmas. I don't have any opals. No opals to give you. Seems fine to force that. Saga token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm probably overthinking this, but it looks like I'm a little short of casting Kappa Cannoneer, making a Saga token, and holding up Rebuke. So we don't really need to hold up the... Or cast the Kappa Cannoneer, because they're just going to be dead. Ooh, Solitude Soulherder does sound like it might actually be okay. Yeah, I was looking at only Cult Anvil, Mox Opal, and I don't know. Every direction I went looked really unplayable. I tried playing Goblin Grenade in Modern for 3 years. Any ideas on Rebirth, Grenade, Blast, Red Flare viability with Opal? We're talking permanently tier 3. I mean, we might be talking permanently tier 3. I have played Flare plus Goblin Grenade pre-Mox Opal. Mox Opal probably makes the deck better. I have not built the deck, but you can look at some older drafts in the Mox field. Well, that was a beating. I may be interested in more Tormod's Crypts on the draw. Like maybe down in Urza in a Crypt, and then maybe down in Emry down in a Crypt. Although I guess extra Crypts make Emry better. So maybe just down a Kappa Cannoneer. It's just maybe not that important to have the 3rd copy. I'm going to use the restroom, be right back. This is a pretty looking hand. So we can go turn 1 Citadel, Drum, Opal, cast Emry off the Drum. And then cast Thoughtcast. So Thoughtcast better count again. Gonna Spell Pierce my Bauble? No. Pretty good. And I guess I don't crack the Bauble yet, because if my opponent kills my Emry, I want to be able to cast Kappa Cannoneer. So I can still cast Kappa Cannoneer. Stinks to not have a Force of Negation, but... I think I'm basically trading 1 card in hand for 1 counter on the Kappa Cannoneer. But now we're potentially just going to be able to Kill them with the Cannoneer and just kind of tempo them with the Rebuke. Be bad if they surveilled Archon and persisted, I guess. Can also play the Tamiyo too. So cast Mox Opal 6, hit them for 11. Tamiyo is going to be 7 next turn. So yeah, maybe I'm going to need an extra piece of interaction. The Sink into the Stupor almost definitely needs to get played as a land. Doesn't seem like they have Archon Persist. They do have Persist, but no Archons in hand. Okay, that's interesting because now if I draw a oh, also the Emry, I can just keep replaying Opals because they're legendary, and this will be another counter for next turn. If I draw a non-Darksteel Citadel land, I can have Sink into the Stupor up. Then, although I think I can't even be so like I can counter whatever they do this turn, right? And then if they put another like creativity into the stack the following turn, I don't even do I lose to it because this will be they'll be at 3 and they put 1 Archon and then they're just dead to my Cannoneer. This might be fine. Why not bounce Stony Silence? You can crack Crypt response. I can't cast Sink into the Stupor. That costs 3 mana and I had 1 or 2. I have 2 mana. This costs 3. I guess the problem is they get to put 2 Archons in play if they have second creativity plus another fetch land, but don't think we could really do much better. Not going to play the Sink, I guess, and put them down to 3. I mean, I guess we would still win if we drew an artifact. If they did creativity X equals 2, because this would be 9 and they'd be at 9. Balance creativity again. I don't know if I know everyone is watching on mute as always, but I don't have 3 mana. I don't have 3 mana. Watching on mute, as always. I don't blame you. I certainly recommend getting back into things now. There's really probably never going to be a better time. So if this hand draws a 0 mana artifact, also Thoughtcast is looking better than Monitor so far. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a go. Why is Besage for Shelters All not playable in Modern? Calibrated Blast plays it sometimes. What deck do you think it would be possibly good in? It's so hard to mold a 5 with this deck. I think we just keep. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time to see if Modern stays really good, because yeah, it might end up being solved and stagnant again, but for now it's been quite fun. Okay, first time running into Hollow One in a little bit. This card's a Detective's Phoenix. No Hollow Ones. That's good news for us. Okay. Insane top deck. Let me see what my top card is. That's going to kind of dictate a little bit maybe what I want to do here. Yeah, actually, it's going to make me hold the Sink for the Force of Negation. I'll just get deck finish. We went 7-1 on the day with it. Felt good. I'm interested in playing some number of Kiora in the deck. I'm not exactly sure over what. But Kiora, it seems like probably should have been in the first draft. So we are probably getting Bowmastered. Who are the teams for Q for Charity? Which team I'm on? I'm on Caleb's team. Jim is doing a team. I know Doomwake is on Jim's team. I think Meebo's on my team. I don't know whose team Hogpog is on, but I know she's in it. I know Reed is on Jim's team. I think there's one person I'm just not that familiar with who's on the other team. Or either on my team or Hogpog's on the other one. But starts on Saturday, and I'm going to be going 5 or 6 hours Saturday and Sunday for it, I think. Maybe longer, we'll see. So 1 damage on the Urza, then I'm assuming a lightning bolt on Urza. Burning Inquiry. Let's just force that. With the whole double bowmaster situation happening. Probably not casting Thoughtcast right now. Do you think we got to close this game? Scared of another Inquiry, but we're doing pretty good against basically everything else. Yeah, Cure over Oculus, maybe. Meebo, I thought yeah, I'm pretty sure Meebo's on my team, right? But there's just like an 8th person. I can't remember who it is. Is Leyline Axe Crab Abomination a thing? I don't know. You can't really do it until you have 3 mana, which is kind of tough, but maybe more doable with Mox Opal now. So they're gonna Phoenix. What is the Kethis combo? I mean, Kethis just lets you cast it, like cast your deck and mill your opponent with Mill Jace. So it would be really nice to sink into the Stupor the Hollow One in combat. I thought a little bit about playing like a Walking Ballista in the sideboard. Okay, now I'm just going to hold up Otawara and sync. I thought a little bit about playing a Ballista in the sideboard for Bowmaster decks. I felt like that was maybe a little bit too much, you know. I could also bounce my own Urza and replay Urza for the Construct. That doesn't seem quite as good. Myself, Jim, Reed, Arya versus Spike. Okay, so Doom, Jim, Reed, and Arya, who's Hogpog. Oh, I forgot my king, my captain, Gabriel Nassif. No. I can't. How could I forget that my my sensei Nassif is on my team? Brutal pillow for it. In the Maverick style deck, would I choose Skoos or New Rakuna's Graveyard Hate as Zenith Bowl? Probably Scavenging Ooze, because I value that the life gain a lot. It doesn't seem like most people do when we have this conversation. Okay, so now how bad is it if I let my opponent get 2 Bowmaster triggers? Bad enough, I think, to just spin instead. Who do you get to flip to Tamiyo? Good still. Tamiyo Thoughtcast. 2 Bowmaster triggers. Where would I rank Hollow One decks and competitiveness? I think it's one of the better decks in the format. I think one thing is I think that the stock build is this build because everyone is so Bowmaster brained. You can play Bowmaster over Flameblade Adept and still play Vengevine, but you need to play Vengevine Root Walla. That build is just insanely explosive. Has Tamiyo felt good in Infinity? Yeah, Tamiyo is an incredibly good modern staple, and she has a ton of synergy in this deck. Okay, at least they don't have second Bowmaster anymore. They discard the Hollow One. They did, so that's good. It's gonna be harder for them to detect as Phoenix me. Won't Tamiyo remove the Tamiyo before she flips? No, she has 3 toughness. And they got 2 triggers. Okay. They didn't bestow Detect as Phoenix. Lucky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now I'm 1 short of pick up, sink into the Stupor, hold that up, and play Kappa Cannoneer. I think I'm still blocking here, probably. Yeah, so I can cast Kappa Cannoneer, tapping everything, including the Opal, but not the Urza. Why Cure over Oculus and Jeskai? What kind of spots do you want it? Well, Cure discards Flage and Deep Analysis for value, and you can haste it and make an 8/8 with all the Arena of Glory. You can probably play 3rd Arena of Glory, but with Arena of Glory. That sounds pretty good to me. Ever pick up Force for Phoenix? I think that this is just a little bit too big, probably. Is there a reason I don't stream on YouTube? Yeah, I have a YouTube channel that's like dedicated to edited VODs of the Twitch streams, and to me it feels like this is a good way. I like to do this, stream on Twitch and then edited VODs of the stream on YouTube. It would feel weird to have edited VODs and unedited of the same content, and yeah, I would probably have to do a second YouTube channel for it, which would be also a little weird, but possibly doable. I think double streaming in general is pretty good, but I just think for specifically what I do, it doesn't really fit my needs very well. Any chance on a Spike website? I don't know. I just like to build my decks and share my decks. I have Moxfield, which I love. I have this channel. What would I do? What would I do on a website? I post my thoughts. I go Blue Sky. It's, why would I need a special website? Dude, another one of these is pretty brutal. They discard my Kappa Cannoneer also. So they kill Construct, kill Tamiyo. 8/8. Out of all the 3-color twin builds, what do you believe is the best? I think Izzet is better than any of the 3-color builds. This being a 6/7 is pretty tough. Kind of hoping. Okay, I did mill my Soul Guide Lantern, which could be good. Tamiyo being a flying blocker is nice too. You probably start off with a looting flashback. Discards 2 lands, 2 cards in hand. Wait, these are 5/6s? Oh, I thought they were 6/7s. Okay, cool. Or did they get shrunk because of the looting flashback? They did get shrunk because of looting flashback. Wait, Saga's gonna be a 4 Urza Sagas in the stack. Haste a hollow one. And then if they bestow Detective's Phoenix, it looks like they have to shrink their Netherglyphs by a lot. I don't know if we're dead. I don't think we're dead this turn, but... Wait, no, there's still 5/6s? I guess I didn't realize they could do that. So chump here. Or I could go to 1. Replaying the Soul Guide Lantern to shrink the Goyf seems pretty good. I guess we triple block this. And they can kill Emry, Construct, or Urza, but I think they might kill Urza, Emry. Maybe they want to do that. But I think this is better than jumping. Okay, they leave the Construct alive. Oh, maybe the Minamo on the Emry also move the needle some. Yeah, I don't know. This is okay, this is actually kind of the only card that saved me here. But I think I'm only right now alive for 1 turn. If this had 1 more point of power and can force a chump block, I don't know if it would be different. Right now I'm hitting for 9, going to 16. I'm getting hit for 8. 8 plus 10, yeah. So we have to block, but they have no cards in their hand, no lootings left. We won't be able to crack the Bauble. Only we could untap the Construct with Minamo. Yeah, I thought about playing Treasure Vault. I decided not to play any numbers. I think they're just not very good because they're destructible. Okay, good game 1. Any shot you'll revisit Primal Prayers anytime soon? Maybe. I like Primal Prayers. Okay, gonna bring in these 4 cards. I don't think the Force of Negations are very good. The Thoughtcasts are also pretty bad against the Bowmasters, but I think it's just kind of okay where it's, Bowmaster is good against Thoughtcast. You can get these underneath the Bowmasters, especially on the play a lot of the time. So maybe on the draw we play some Force of Negations. I don't really like forcing like looting and increase so much. It's like it's not that good of an exchange. And then you just kind of accept that that's being checked if they have a active Bowmaster and you don't have like a big lifelinker off Shadowspear. Almost a keepable zero lander if this was like a second Bauble instead of second Opal. I would keep. Okay, this is keepable. Yeah, I don't think we want Consign for Hollow One. Yeah, Force hitting Phoenix is nice. I don't know. It's not amazing against them. Has Artifact Hate been really prominent with Opal and Ban? Yeah. I would say so. Yeah, I want to circle back to Mono Blue Cauldron too. Orvar, and no, over just like if they discard with Inquiry, I don't really like. It's just like way too random. They might not even draw Inquiry. Discard 2 Phoenixes. Hopefully they only have one Hollow One, if any. Okay, no Hollow Ones. Winter Night with the 20 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Ooh, a Kappa Cannoneer milled over too. So we don't need to pop our Graveyard Hate until our opponent has a creature in the yard. So they have a Bowmaster that we'll try to hold up this Rebuke for. Yeah, Thoughtcast is looking better than Thought Monitor so far. Then I try running annuls in the sideboard. What do you want annul for? So I gotta beat the Phoenix by exiling now. It looks like we're gonna be playing a Kappa Cannoneer. Doesn't mean we're tapped out of Soul Guide Lantern for now. Seems okay. Have I thought more about Patchwork and Affinity? Yeah, I think Patchwork is good in the more aggressive builds of Affinity, but not in this one. I would play it in like the Mono Blue Cauldron deck too, probably. Although I'm not exactly super enthused about that deck. It might be time for the Dreamtide Whale though. Dreamtide Whale is so cool. All right. Got to untap without too much damage. Think I'm going to replay the Crypt, and then it looks pretty dang safe to attack with us having Construct Blocker plus Graveyard Hate for Nethergwaif and FOMO. With Ring out and looting in, do you think it's time for Peer Past the Veil and Red-Green Woodlands? Possibly. That is a card that I've cast a couple of times, and I was never like in love with it. I will say that Peer Past the Veil is really cool. One second. I mean, I guess do I actually care if they kill these 3 cards? Not really. I thought it was cool. I did not think it was particularly good, and I think having just 4 mana value, like extra 4 mana value cards in that deck is a big liability with already the Karns, and you kind of want to be faster with looting now anyway. So like the 4 drops are just kind of whatever. Okay, let's get these forces back in. Seeing that they did bring in the meltdowns. On the draw, I think we can cut a Cannoneer pretty easy. You can cut an Amber, and then let's cut 2 Thoughtcasts. So Opal, not Amber. Wait, no, Amber, not Opal. Ah. Actually, maybe I want to play 4th Cannoneer over like 2nd Thoughtcast. Kind of questionable. Okay, so we're 1 artifact shy of Metalcraft, but we can turn 1 Emry. Oh, so we have 3 art. For some reason, I just didn't even see this. Okay, this hand's awesome. It's not amazing against Meltdown. Of course, you don't want to play Orvar for Inquiry. Of course, you don't want to do that. I mean, you want to, but it's just way too random to actually bring in. That's okay, Hyper. I want to build that deck myself. Thanks for taking a look at it, though. So if I play Urza Saga and my opponent casts Meltdown, it's definitely not good for me. I think I'm going to be okay, though. I get to, like, pop the Bauble, pop the Crypt. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's like Orvar cut for Inquiry, copy Blackleaf Cliffs. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. This is, like, our big payoff. Alright, so let's play around Bowmaster, since they're holding up 2 mana, and that's basically all they ever hold up 2 mana for. Do you think of the 1,000+ people in the Modern League that most of them actively watch the stream because I average that many viewers? I would say probably less than 50%. Are actively watching the stream, probably much less than 50%. In fact, I'm sure some of you viewers can chime in. This makes sense because how else could we average over 1,000 viewers all the time? But a huge chunk of people who watch the stream don't play Modern. A shockingly big chunk of aspiring Spike viewers don't play Modern, and a lot of them have never ever played Modern. And if that's you, go ahead and chime in. But the more and more I talk to y'all at tournaments and stuff, the more I realize that y'all are not playing as much as you're watching, which is fine. Yeah, not even a Magic Online account, you know. But it makes sense because like how could y'all be? There's not that many people playing Modern, which is fine, obviously. And I hope one day you'll get to enjoy my favorite format. Don't have to. So I can't construct token and equip Shadowspear. So they can just equip Shadowspear. Yeah, a lot of people at work, you know, Europeans enjoying their dinner. Stormy Pancake, 8 months. I was once a Modern player. Yeah, a lot of former Modern players too. A surprisingly low amount of people just actively playing Modern leagues, watching Modern content, you know. I was also surprised to realize this. They play Modern every week. People, yeah, some people for sure. Obviously, we have some people who play Modern watching the Modern stream. I've literally never played a single game of Modern. Yeah, this is a big chunk of the audience. I've literally never played a single game of Modern. 7-month subscriber, you know, which is. I hope y'all get to play sometime. I feel like if y'all want to get into it now's like as good a time as ever, if not just the best time ever. I mean, Popper has been catching my eye a little bit. Is it kind of if you play Modern poorly? It especially counts if you play Modern poorly. Okay, won the match after a very rough game 1. Kind of like our creativity matchup too. All right, we'll keep this. I don't think Modern on Arena is happening next 10 years. Let's be real here. Yeah. I mean, I think it seems very unlikely. I agree. I think that they would want to put it on Arena, but they can't because it's just an almost an impossible undertaking. Like Wizards has struggled for like 5 years to put Pioneer on Arena. Like another Bowmaster deck, but they're on a mold of 5. Wizards has struggled for like 5 years to even put Pioneer on Arena, much less Modern. Mardu Energy probably. Okay, so I can go Springleaf Drum Emry, or I can flip Tamiyo. I guess I could also go attack with Tamiyo, Springleaf Drum, Darksteel Citadel Emry, but I think I would rather play my Saga. So I'll just use Tamiyo as an artifact machine here. And there's still Pioneer cards missing. Yeah, like they haven't even finished it. It's like it's doable but not profitable if they do it fast. I don't even know if they. I guess yeah, they would. It would be very expensive for sure. Right, we'll attack with a Tamiyo. Thoughtcast has been looking great. We just get to go Construct token. Well, do I want to leave Construct back to block? I think it's just not going to block that well against a Johnny Guide of Souls, the thing. My opponent has a Bowmaster in their hand, so I'm not... Because I could crack one Bauble. They kill the Emry. Alright, let's not crack the Bauble. Play out my cards for the Thoughtseizes, though. What brought me to Kappa and go mono blue? So the biggest thing is I wanted Darksteel Citadel and Sink into the Stupor as utility lands, which you can't really do if you're splashing black very easily. And that both of these are like I think very good utility lands. So that was the big thing, and then I also hold on, let me think. I also wanted to try like Thought Monitor in that spot, and then we were talking about it before, and someone suggested Thoughtcast. And I'm like, well, Thoughtcast is just kind of better with Tamiyo, so we swapped there, and Thoughtcast have been insanely good. I think they've been like kind of consistently better than Thought Monitor would be. So my opponent's trying to ultimate their Johnny. They get to kill my Tamiyo also. Now, if they have Galvanic Discharge, they can kill my Construct. Oh, sorry, they can't because they spent the energy. Okay, so we're going to get to kill the Ajani. Unless they have Fatal Push as their one mystery card, because we know one of their mystery cards is a Bowmaster. Yeah, second Ajani flipping the first one is really crazy. Yeah, probably better to put a Cannoneer into play than make another Construct right now. The mana basis of Pioneer is more than Modern at this point. Wow. Is that true? We'll just hold the well, maybe I won't hold the Thoughtcast since the Bowmaster is coming down, and there's not like that much I would even really want to Force of Negation. Keeter with the 6 months, thank you, welcome back. All right, please don't have Fatal Push, I'll lose it. And by it, I mean the game. I guess it was also maybe we would have gained more life if we had Thoughtcasted first. Yeah, we're also just pretty likely to draw a Force. Get it set from Hybrid, thank you Hybrid, appreciate you. All right, looking pretty good against Mardu Energy here. Resolves. Sean with the 44. Thank you so much. Now, Force of Negation, not very good game 1 against Mardu, but they're going to be bringing in Meltdown or Stony Silence. So we're going to leave them all in for sideboard games. Maybe cut 1. Maybe not. We'll see. Sean with the 44, thank you so much. And B-Rock with the 41. Hope you all are doing well, having a good end of your year. We've had a pretty good year over here at twitch.tv/aspiring spike, if I do say so. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been awesome. Here's to a good 2025. And here's to a good game too. Yeah, I guess we don't really need too much. Like, we keep it like one lantern for Flage. We don't need like much more than that. We can play like one Dismember over one Thoughtcast and click the submit button. Would you want to force bombardment? I would have forced it in that spot, and there's some spots we'll force it force board too. So this is a turn 1 Emry, and we have force for like sideboard cards, so that sounds like a keep to me. One bad thing about this hand, though, is I have to force a Thoughtseize because it takes my land. Why did Wizards cancel the Pioneer PT? That's a question, huh? Why does the energy deck play bombardment? I know this is weird, Fran, but it's very, very good in the deck. You know what's funny? That has been the answer a lot today. Why they play it? That card's great. I'm gonna crack this now because of Bowmaster. Good to know about Wear Tear, I guess. But like with a Johnny especially, it just is a lot of damage really quickly. With Ocelot Pride, it goes crazy. Just good. Not all that complicated. It flips a Johnny also, and it's a red permanent for a Johnny. So we're probably gonna get Wear Teared. I'm gonna wait on this Dismember until after my opponent shows me no Bowmaster, probably. But if they Wear Tear me and I just have my card draw engine and I kill their creature, we're in fine shape. Is Mardu more of an energy deck or a cat deck? I mean, so like, I don't know, people always talk about the energy mechanic, and now it's kind of like, yeah, this deck plays Guide of Souls and Galvanic Discharge and Static Prison. That's like this little package. It's just a mid-range deck, you know. Just a mid-range deck. A pretty good mid-range deck, though. I'm gonna grab the Mox Opal here, I think. Because at this point, I kind of do smell a Bowmaster. And so I also want to be able to activate a Saga token as often as possible, so this also might mean I draw like a Bauble next turn. Nice. So no second Wear Tear is good. Without a Johnny, I doubt you play Bombardment. Yeah, I think there's a good chance like most people wouldn't play Bombardment. There's also a chance most people wouldn't play Bombardment, like, but like the first copy could still be like actually optimal. No one knows. Okay, that's bad. If they don't have a fetch land, we can Lantern it. They have a fetch land though. Beatable. Annoying. So what you're saying is every deck is John. I'm not sure exactly how what I said led you to that conclusion, but I will say I think it's funny that I've had a lot of people in chat come in and be like, there is no good black mid-range deck with Thoughtseize. There's no Thoughtseize deck in the format, but actually like one of the most popular and best decks is just Thoughtseize mid-range. But people they just want to you don't want to hear me. You just want to play Tarmogoyf. I think we're leaving this in play too, and then gonna go for a Kappa Cannoneer. Don't have Aether Spellbomb. I'm not sure if it's right or not to play Aether Spellbomb. Right, so we'll try to block the construct with the Kappa Cannoneer. Who doesn't want to play Goyf? Yeah, I don't blame y'all for wanting to play the illustrious, the iconic Tarmogoyf. Are they wrong to just play Tarmo? I mean, you're wrong if you want to win games, but that's never been important to Tarmogoyf players before. So we're going to play both of our 1-drops and try to block the Flage as they attack with it to kill one of these two. I think this is the plan. Where plus ward cost? No, because it'd have to tear this, which is 2 mana. Do you think Pyroglyph and Baroglyph would see play if they're legal? Pyroglyph, yes. Pyroglyph would be a really scary card. That card's also really sick. I really like that card. It would be now that Ring is banned, especially like pre-Ring, it would have been kind of weird because like if they play Ring, then your Pyroglyph sometimes just does nothing. But now that Ring is banned, Pyroglyph probably a little too good, especially in the Arena of Glory format. Um, on that note too, it is really important that when you are evaluating your modern cards that you are thinking about playing or whatever, if you're talking about a red card that can be paid, that can have, if it's any card that can have 2 red mana spent into it, you kind of just have to evaluate that card as having haste. It's Arena of Glory just really changes the dynamic in a big way. Well, deck is looking good. Deck is looking really good. Let's go ahead and get a trophy prediction going. Hand's very close. If we draw a 0 mana artifact, this hand's very good. I think it's keepable. It's let me know if you would mulligan this though. How would I change the mana base to add another Arena of Glory for Kiora? I'm not sure. I'll just like I think if I play Kiora, there's a chance I'm just cutting Oculus for it, and at that point, it's not really all that tough. What did the blue land? The blue land is Archway of Innovation, which gives the next spell you cast Improvise. And that card actually has a really cool combo with Tamiyo meets the Story Circle to like effectively give you like 10 mana on turn 3. And I like that deck a lot. For some reason, like whenever I play that deck, it's always I get no viewers for it, but I love that archetype. I think it's pretty good too. Although it did get a lot worse with the Ring Band. Ring Band was really important for that deck. Definitely net negative. Yeah, I know we have some fans of that deck. Imagine hasting my Kappa. Yeah, I think right now we're more of a Shadowspear format, but you could also play Lantern. It's tough because it's like graveyard hate main deckable is kind of mandatory too. So Otawara costs 3 mana to channel. I don't know how often we're doing that next turn. People still play this card? I think YouTube viewers like crazy decks more. You know, that's probably true. Although I really don't look at YouTube views very much at all. Gonna fly the frog? But I'm not chump blocking. As blue-black flare, would you take in Harbinger post side? I mean, do you have like any other plan for Saga? Because like if you have no other answer to Saga, you probably play 1 or 2 copies. But if you have like Dress Down or Explosives, I wouldn't bring it in. Ooh. Okay, no third land from our opponent. That's an interesting pickup. Yeah, I mean, in this matchup, game 1, like, how do you not just jam Kappa Cannoneer in this kind of spot? Oh, although I guess I should have had one more counter available. That's okay, we'll just sack it. I guess we could have sacked this Bauble anyways. It should be fine. Then I'm going to go, I think, use the restroom real quick, too. Be right back. Are we getting Bowmaster? That's okay, though. We're just going to put a Shadowspear on this Kappa Cannoneer and be fine. Okay, so they want to discard 2 to kill the Cannoneer. Let's not let them do that. Was Miracles as bad as you think it was? I mean, we lost 2 close matches. We lost game 3 against Demir Frog, where they manifested the Harbinger when I was about to verdict the Harbinger. That was pretty tough. I would play it again. I'd play it again. If Saga becomes too good in Modern is enough to ban Spear, just ban the Mox. I don't think that will happen. Probably. That being said, I think Shadowspear would be a super embarrassing ban. Like, it's kind of like the people who are like, let's ban what was the card? Let's ban Shuko instead of Nadu, or let's ban let's I don't know, like Shuko instead of Nadu is a good example. But I generally think you should ban the good card, like the better card, instead of banning the like random shitty card that synergizes with the good card. I feel like there's another example. At the moment, like the Mox Opal decks seem pretty well contained, and there's a lot of hate for them. Although, like, you can build the deck like we have here, where you just have you got a lot of permission for the hate cards. The Shuko ban would have been very funny. That is true. I take it back. On grounds of it being pretty funny, Shuko is banned in Modern. Now, do I want to hold up Soul Guide Lantern, or do I want to cast Emry? I guess like Unearth for Oculus could be something that I beat really easily, so let's cast Emry. Yeah, like when they banned Bridge from Below instead of Looting or Hogak, like that was a great example of just a terrible decision. That's like kind of akin to banning Shadowspear. Yeah, Scrap Troll in that case, yeah, exactly. We won 2 with Miracles, we won round 1, it was awesome, and then lost 2 close ones, including kind of just a tilter against Demir Frog. We also we lost a tilter against Demir Frog, and then we lost a tough game 2 and 3 against Broodscale, which seemed like a great matchup. So I would play it again. Is all I'm saying. All right, let's bring in Dismember. I think we kind of Thoughtcast on the draw. Oh, so I guess Force of Negation is not going to be that premium against the hate cards that Demir has. Demir has like, but they are splashing red, so they probably have Meltdown. So let's play 3 Force of Negation for Meltdown. They probably only have a couple copies. Is the banning of Raptor similar to that? No, Raptor was incredibly good. I think it kind of was the best card in that deck. At least it was a huge chunk of the time. I know a lot of people perceive Guide of Souls to be like a level above Raptor, Ajani, Flage, Static Prison, Ocelot Pride. To me, of all those cards, Raptor was the best. It certainly had the highest upside. And it certainly was really good with all of the other cards. So this conversation is always kind of a wash because these cards are all similar power level and they're all really good together, and they probably should have something banned from them. But Amtraptor certainly was always the highest upside of these cards. All right, don't Thoughtseize me. They're on a mold of 5. Banning Raptor stops the best possible draws from the deck too, which I think is a great argument. There's no more Raptor into Blood Moon on turn 2. There's no more Raptor into a Johnny on turn 2. Raptor into a Johnny was just like, oh, I've lost the game. Raptor is just 2 spells for 1 mana, and sometimes, 2 spells for 2 mana, and sometimes it casts a higher mana value spell. It's just the card was crazy. I don't know which one I want to lead on here. Isn't the best draws Guide into Pride Lull? Not always. No, literally no. The best draw is Guide into Raptor into Ring, or Guide into Raptor into Blood Moon, or Guide into Raptor into Johnny is better than Guide, or Guide into Raptor into Pride. It's not Guide. Isn't it Guide into Pride Lull? No, it's not. What are you talking about? Stop agenda posting, please. I think I'm gonna play Tamiyo. Any cool birthing ritual decks, maybe with Scion. If you want to sack Scion for value, it's probably better to do it with Neoform. But I do think you can play. We have this green-white birthing ritual kind of value deck. Guide still seems like the better card. Okay, articulate that. Articulate that. But also this is the problem with having these conversations on stream too. It's because I give this long detailed explanation to that I don't think you can really disagree that banning Amped Raptor bans the best draws in the deck, the highest upside, the craziest nut draws. I don't think you can really like disagree with that. But then like the only responses you ever really get to this are IDK I think Raptor is better, and I just don't exactly know how to engage with that. You know what I mean? Like what am I? How do I respond? Maybe one day I'll figure that out. But maybe what I'm really trying to say is these conversations would be way more productive if you disagree with me, if you would say why you disagree and what your argument is, if that makes sense. Instead of, I disagree lol, or isn't this better lol, you know. Otherwise, the conversation just goes in circles and circles and circles. And I think we'd have a lot more productive conversations about Magic the Gathering. If we were playing Tamiyo, shouldn't we have held Opal? I was kind of thinking they might Spell Pierce me. And then I would know which one to play. So there's a Meltdown that kind of does nothing. Kill a Clue token, kill an Opal. Yeah, Raptor's a better top deck than Guide. Guide is weaker to sweepers. Guide is weaker to removal spells. So yeah, it's one artifact. So I can replay Opal, cast Shadowspear, cast Thoughtcast, flip Tamiyo. Guide is half the mana. That makes choice good. Yeah, I mean, Guide being a 1-drop is an argument for sure. I personally think Guide is a more openly powerful card. Openly powerful. Where the actions it's taking that affect the game are much more in your face than being a 1-card enabler for the entire deck. While Raptor is quietly more powerful due to the nut draws and situations can dig you out of. Yeah, I mean, to me, I feel like a 2-mana creature that casts a spell for free, to me, is more loudly in your face. But that is an argument, and I appreciate you for posing it. Why'd they unban Opal? I mean, Opal it's been pretty contained so far. I know we're doing well in this league, and I definitely constructed this deck to be kind of good against the hate that exists for Opal. So like maybe that'll change, but I don't know. It's been pretty fine so far. My opponent's deck also like I don't think this is maybe misbuilt. Like it doesn't exactly seem like looting is a good card for them, you know. Maybe the conversation should be, was banning Raptor enough if people feel like Raptor was the wrong ban? I mean, they did ban 3 cards from the energy deck. They banned Gigantha, they banned Ring, and they banned Raptor. And so I don't really feel like they should have banned a 4th thing necessarily. They could have. But I think with the unbans it feels pretty fine. See if they have a counter spell. And it's still the best deck. I mean, it's good early in a format that's very complicated and it's going to have a lot of evolution. The deck also, even if it is the best deck, which it might be, it might end up being the best deck. It's certainly like the games against it are much better. the games against Energy are much better than they ever used to be. Maybe just ban Energy. I know that sometimes when you go, maybe ban every Energy card, maybe ban every Modern Horizons card. I know sometimes on other websites you get a lot of upvotes when you say that. But here I like to think we can have more productive conversations that actually can go somewhere than things that obviously don't make any sense or won't happen. You know what I mean? Scroll down. X Saffron says he thinks there should have been 2 cards banned from Energy. Like, I mean, they banned 3 cards from the deck. I mean, I also thought that, like, if you didn't get rid of scheduled bans, you should have banned something additionally, but I think with these unbans, it's pretty fine. The thing is, like, Sun Cleanser, a 2-mana 1/4 that says you can have no energy the rest of the game. This card just isn't even good against, let's keep this put back Kappa Cannoneer. This card isn't even good against energy, against the energy deck, because it just dies. So, like, like what card could you print that you know, like what would an anti-energy card look like that would be playable if Sun Cleanser is like just not even good in the matchup? Okay, another energy opponent for the 5-0 match. We are on the draw this time on a mulligan. We did just 2-0 them. Yeah, Sun Cleanser, but hexproof. Sun Cleansers, but the effect is permanent for the game. Well, Cleanser is permanent, like just like I think that's bad. Like an emblem, no energy. You know what I mean? I think permanence should be removed. Hay cards should be able to be removed. It shouldn't actually. Sun Cleanser shouldn't actually say 2 mana win the game. Yeah, you know what I mean? It probably shouldn't actually be 2 mana win the game. We really need this Tamiyo, so let's protect it. Ooh, that lets me Thoughtcast. Dude, Thoughtcast has been so much better than Monitor. I was like, doing it's our first league and we're 4-0. Oh, I don't even need to. I'm gonna have a mana up. Yes, hopefully we can buy back the Thoughtcast next turn. Yeah, Screaming Nemesis is good against energy. It's true. Yeah, we could take a time off for the Band Discourse. Five cards in their hand. Top deck a Kappa Cannoneer for the win. I'm assuming you go Thoughtcast because you can true with Tamiyo. Yeah, that's the big part of the reason. It's also just like, you can just cast a turn 2 way easier, which I think is really good. Okay, so this puts the Tamiyo to 1, but then the Guided Souls doesn't kill it, and then we're threatening the tick down again next turn. They have 3 cards in their hand, 2 non-flage cards in the yard. Sack before playing our land because we could draw Urza Saga. We draw Rebuke, and also they could draw Bowmaster for turn, so we'll crack the Bauble now. They might already have a Bowmaster, but it seems less likely. They didn't have it 2 turns ago. I think there's maybe like one turn they could have realistically drawn it. 4 cards in their hand. One of them's a Bloodstained Mire. We are getting a little bit Opal flooded. Too bad we had to pitch the Urza and the mulligan another Urza away. Untapped Godless Shrine. Bombardment. A Johnny? Ugh. That's gonna be tough. We kind of just need a top deck Kappa Cannoneer, I guess. What is Minamo in the deck to untap? Emry. Yeah, Cannoneer off the top still wins. Urza maybe wins. Thoughtcast obviously not bad. Not a lot besides that. Well, I guess I play this to gain 3 life. Cannoneer in the yard, but they're just gonna get to kill with the Ajani. Thanks, Slim Shady. Welcome, welcome. Now, I do think we spanked energy last round. I do think winning game 1 is a big part of winning the matchup because they get to bring in like meltdowns and stony silences and wear tears, but we'll see. Guide Band would greatly weaken the deck synergies. Ocelot Discharge Static. With Amp Chapter, you could swap it for another 2-drop like Bowmaster Call a Day. I think that is a good articulated argument. Thank you. All right, so the graveyard anything, escape the Flage. If we draw Kappa Cannoneer, yeah, we can have a 8/8 or 7/7. 4/4/5/5 6/6. Yeah, 7/7 Cannoneer. Cutting the Shadowspear equip with the Shadowspear on it, so that actually seems pretty live. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know if it was the card underneath the Emry or not. Obviously, we can't use that as a good basis of what to have done instead. All right, we're also at. I guess we're also just dead actually, even if we do it. Yeah. Okay, no outs. Game 2. Tough mulligan. Maybe I should have kept Urza over Force of Negation. We just really needed Tamiyo to untap, though. Okay, so gonna bring in Dismember over something. I think let's keep it all for Force of Negation, for Meltdown, Stony Silence. I think on the draw last time I cut Thoughtcast, I think I went the fourth Thoughtcast on the play. The Meltdown wasn't even that good against us last time. Let's just cut an Amber, click submit. Yeah, I think we're just more in it. We're in more of a Shadowspear format than a Lava Spur Boots format, especially with this deck. Marty probably doesn't play Stony Silence. I would be surprised if they had no Stony Silence. I haven't been looking super closely at like how the lists have been changing because all the Marty lists are really different. But I would almost for sure play the first copy and like the Belcher, Mox Opal. Sometimes it's okay against these Talisman decks too. Not bringing the Crypts. No, like Flage is solid, but you have like a bunch of ways to bounce it with the Sinks and the Otawaras. We have a main deck Lantern as main deck Graveyard Hate, and also like Kappa Cannoneer Shadowspear beats Flage too, or Saga tokens Shadowspear beat Flage sometimes. What was my favorite card released this year? Splinter Twin. I mean, I don't know if Splinter Twin counts, but if it counts, that's the answer. Wouldn't it be Stony or Meltdown without both? I would be playing like a split, like I would be playing the first Stony before the first Meltdown, but I might play the first Meltdown before the second Stony. Yeah, I think it should count. I like Tamiyo a lot too. They're on a multi-6. Is there any brew that could squeeze the twin package to an Affinity list? Well, you do get Corridor Monitor as like an artifact that untaps. Probably not a good direction to go. Basim. I like Basim a lot. I mean, I just love Splinter Twin, y'all. You know what I mean? I was playing my freshly built twin deck at I don't think it was F&M actually. I think it was like just like a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the ban announcement happened. I was at my LGS when Twin got banned. I was playing Twin when it was banned. And my opponent said, "That's okay, you can finish this game." So I'm very happy to see it freed. They did a good job playing around Force of Negation. They saw Force game 1. They should have probably upkeeped it. Yeah, the 24-hour stream is going to be fun. I'm going to take the 30th off to rest up for it. Did I pull the twins on my deck for SFM? I think I might have been there to play a different format. I might have been there to play Tiny Leaders, and I was just playing Modern before. Opponent's draw has lined up well against mine, let's say. I think we let this Thoughtseize resolve. So there's going to be stream guests. Yeah, Dingo will be here. I don't know if I'm going to invite... I kind of want to invite my friend Caleb, and he's a history teacher, and I think it would be... There's like basically no chance this will happen, so I haven't actually invited him yet, because he's a father of 2. But I think if he came on the stream at like 3 or 4 a.m. and just started talking about history for a couple hours, I think it would be very funny, especially for like, you know, the Europeans who are just waking up in the morning. Well, brutal. J-Mac with 25 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Gonna be a hard one to pull out. My opponent playing perfectly around these Force of Negations was bad for me. I think a lot of people are main phasing the Discharge and main phasing the Wear Tear. So this is just a jump Guide of Souls. Sure, I think we force. These forces are pretty face up. They only have 1 card in their hand. They have Bowmaster, and they are now playing around Metallic Rebuke. That was kind of a weird pause. Okay, down to 11. Trying to visualize this plan. The problem is I'm gonna, like, even if I draw land for Thoughtcast, they're gonna Bowmaster me here. All right. He might have won that game against a energy player who wasn't playing around my forces really well and deciding not to cast Bowmaster into turn as soon as Rebuke was in my hand. Hard to say. Before I won this league, let's do another one. I think this deck is one I want to test a little bit more.